different type of physicality, and it's just a different look altogether. And when you add all that different together, you get a pretty impressive game by the Toronto Maple Leafs, where if you look at every area of the game that you want to have an advantage of, the Maple Leafs won all those, right? Goaltending, special teams, depth scoring, star players. Everything deserves a check mark in game one. But the one thing that this team has lacked over the last couple of years is they've always tended to make things more difficult for themselves than they needed to be, because every time they feel like, or it seemed like, they had a chance to take a stranglehold in a situation, they'd come up with a sort of lackluster performance. So what I believe most people want to see in this group is, hey, you set the tone in this series. You came out and you had an absolutely dominant performance in game one. Got the result you absolutely deserved. Find that killer instinct and go out and do it again. Go out and do it again. The one thing this team can change for the better of themselves and everybody that wants to believe in them is go out and play with a killer instinct tonight.
Yeah, I would say like the most Maple Leafs thing to do would be to go out and lose 3-1 tonight and like go for 4 in the power play.
Everything good, everything that you did well, everything that you did well that you, in game one is like the complete opposite in game two. And then guess what? We're right back where
back to where
we thought we'd be.
Ottawa would be thrilled from the outset of this series to go back for game 3 tie
and then
one.
Game one doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, you take home
and you
ice.
know what? Game one doesn't matter at all right now as it is, even as we get ourselves ready for game two. Killer instinct. That's got to be the pregame speech from Craig Berube. Guys, we know how to win. All you need to do is play with a killer instinct today. Go out and want to put this team away. Go out and want to be up 2-0. You do that, you make life a little bit easier on yourself.
Well, we did see Travis Green, you want to call it maybe politicking post-game, talking about the penalties and
maybe that's what's going to happen in every every post-game conference.
That's what coaches look to utilize the media as a way to get their message to the referees. And Austin Matthews, who I think Travis Green may have directed some of his commentary towards, addressed the Maple Leafs drawing penalties in game number one.
I mean, I thought we were hanging on the pucks. I mean, they're making calls based on what they feel are penalties. I mean, we're just going out there, we're playing hockey, we're trying to be strong, and I don't think there was. Not to answer your question, I guess no. I don't think we were doing anything special to draw penalties.
Anything special? Yes. No diving.
Oh, you know what the Leafs were doing? They're playing hockey. And what the Ottawa Senators were doing, they were trying to establish a narrative that everybody says about the Maple Leafs when you play them in a playoff series. You can push them out of a game. And with Ottawa trying to make that the primary focus, some of their players decided to go too far or play too close to the edge. And like at this time of year as a player, and it all comes with experience, and there's a lot of guys on that team that haven't had that experience yet. You got to know how far you can toe the line with physicality, with stuff after the whistle, with, scrums, with things you say to the referee. That's why, like, you see almost every whistle, you saw guys either like David Perron or Claude Giroux trying to go up to the referee and talk to them and maybe say something to them to sort of get some more favorable calls going their way. But these are experienced referees too, man. Like, I don't think they want to be the guys that decide the game. But I think they're the guys that want to set the tone for the game and the tone for the series. And throughout each game, guys just learn how to pick it up.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Ottawa has an infantile palate when it comes to that taste. Wow, that is impressive.
Infantile.
That is very impressive speaking. But I don't. Well, we're going to see what they've learned in game one, because game two, again, calling it a must win. Is it a must win? No, but Ottawa's not coming back from 2-0 against Toronto. They're not. They got to win this game tonight if they have any chance of winning this series. Because again, I it's just a very tall task to do something like that if you're Ottawa, where you don't have the high-end skill that the Leafs do, not even close. The ability to produce at 5-on-5 is not there for Ottawa like it is for Toronto. The power play isn't there, and I would argue the goaltending isn't there for Ottawa like it is for Toronto. So you're right, hey. Killer instinct. Go out. If you're the Leafs, go out and just handle business. You're a better team than Ottawa. Go and show it once again like you did on Sunday night.
Whatever you ate in pregame, whatever music you listened to, whatever suit you wore going to the game, whatever route you took going to the game, do it the same. Do it the same, bring the same type of effort. Because I can tell you right now, if the Maple Leafs play with that type of effort, they're going to be tough to beat. And it's simple. All the good things we've praised them for, they've been doing it over a long stretch right now. Just find some killer instinct. Put a team away. Simple.
It'd be nice. We'll have to see how it goes. It's on TSN 1050, 7:30. We also have the Battle of Florida kicking off tonight. That's at 8:30. Carolina, New Jersey. Maybe, as you mentioned, Quinn Hughes could be suiting up for the Devils. Don't think so, but you never know.
I mean, if you're the agent for Quinn Hughes, how are you not at least joking about that? And saying, calling Tom Fitzgerald and to be like, hey, is there any way we can make a trade during the playoffs?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Hughes come play for you now? You could seriously use his help.
Maybe they definitely could. There's no denying that. New Jersey is going to need a lot of help against Carolina. Vegas, Minnesota tonight as well. Jays and Astros, game number 2 of the 3-game set. Toronto losing 7-0 to the Stros last night, which was a difficult watch, to put it mildly. 2 hits for the Toronto Blue Jays. We covered that with Steve Phillips. I will let you hear some of that in about 20 minutes. And on the other side, a Rod's Rate My Take after sunrise. It's next.
Time now for TSN 1050 Time Saver Traffic.
Heavy delays on the eastbound Gardiner, Royal York, off and on, right through the construction towards Duffer, and same with the westbound Gardiner from Spadina through Strawn, and then through the construction past Royal York, busy towards the 427. Mount Pleasant southbound is jammed south of St. Clair. Looks like we have a collision causing delays. 401, busy stretches across the city. Still troubles on the East 401 ramp to Mississauga Road with a broken down vehicle in the right lane. For 90 years, clients have trusted Thompson Rogers after devastating accidents from the hospital room to the courtroom. Thompson Rogers provides real-life counsel. Visit trlaw.com. From the News Talk 1010 Traffic Center, I'm Jennifer Young.
Overdrive, weekday afternoons 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
From dreamer to doer, it's about finding the right path and the right people to walk alongside you. At Indiana Wesleyan University, we help dreamers become doers through flexible learning pathways, including online, hybrid, and on-campus opportunities, accessible tuition, incredible community, and intentional faculty who make world-changing connections. The road ahead? It's closer than you think. With Indiana Wesleyan. Start today at discovertheway.com.
These women are good people.
Amanda Seyfried stars
It's our job to protect them.
in the riveting mystery thriller.
You gotta let it go.
I'll let it go when I find her.
Long Bright River. All new. Saturday at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on USA Network. Stream on Crave.
I know that everyone is concerned with getting the most money for their property, and with Franklin Associates, you don't have to worry, because the multi-million-dollar marketing system reaches millions of potential buyers to ensure you get top dollar. But one problem that has hurt many families is not having the funds available to pay for the home they purchased. We need to sell our current home to pay for the new one. Because let's face it, most of us don't have millions of dollars or whatever the price is sitting around in a suitcase somewhere. But what happens if you can't sell your home, or the closing dates don't match, and the bank won't lend you the money to bridge? You get sued. Your life becomes a nightmare, and this has cost many families everything. So, you better make sure to avoid the stress and lawsuits by calling the only team that has the solutions and will guarantee that you can buy your next home on time without the stress of potential lawsuit. The Buyer Guaranteed Home Purchase Program is there for you. Call 416-917-5466. That's 416-917-LION. Or go online to getleo.com and start packing with confidence.
When you get a Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and class-leading safety included, it's like you also get a Subaru that comes with a multi-dog transporter, mud navigator, a Rainmaster slope pilot, remote campsite finder, a moose country guide, a gravel handler, a very slushy surface controller, windy road stabilizer, spinning wheel avoider, a four-legged mammal attractor, surprise snow detector, plus a... Oh, and we're out of time. Subaru is the multi-tool that masters every unpredictable weather condition. Visit your local Subaru dealer for great lease and finance options.
Big Easter deals are on at No Frills until April 23rd. This week, get selected varieties of Breyer's frozen dessert or Chapman's ice cream for only $2.75. Fill your basket at prices that won't be beat. No Frills. Proudly Canadian. See flyer for details.
HBO's biggest series is back. The Last of Us. Don't miss the Emmy-winning HBO original critics call breathtaking.
We finished what we started.
The Last of Us. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
I'm standing proudly for Canada. Hi, this is Arlene Dickinson. I am so proud that Canadians are standing together. We're using our voices, and we're supporting Canadian businesses and Canadian workers for this great country that we all love so much. Look for Canadian labels to help keep food on Canadian tables. Shop as if your country depends on it. Keep your money in Canada, for Canada.
There's something real here, right?
Yeah, of course. Late Bloomer, the Crave original, The Globe and Mail calls one of the 10 best new shows of 2024 is back.
You have a wife at this point. Look how old you are.
From creator and star Jasmeet Reyna. Don't miss the new season of the hit comedy critics say shines with authenticity and wit.
What if we don't have kids?
Late Bloomer, new season stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
This ad isn't funny or overly clever. There's no jingle, witty banter, or talk of some sort of clearance sale. Because like heart disease and stroke, which claim a life every 5 minutes, this message is deadly serious. At Heart and Stroke, we're funding and discovering medical breakthroughs to keep you and your loved ones alive. But we need all the help we can get. Go to heartandstroke.ca today. And together, we'll beat heart disease, beat stroke, and beat as one.
This segment on TSN 1050 is powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score.
Tonight on TSN 1050, the Battle of Ontario rolls on as your Toronto Maple Leafs face off against the Ottawa Senators in Game 2 of the first round. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Leafs live here. You're listening to First Up with Karolnik and Koliakovo on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last.
Got the passion that unites us. Since 67, you haven't won a Stanley Cup. Been 18 years, and you haven't even won a single round. But this year's different. Kyle blames his skill and grit to be more balanced. If we can get the best of our core four, Tampa Bay don't stand a chance. And I was like, this the year we went around. Tavares, Marner, Matthews, O'Reilly,
All right.
Samson.
Please, spare us.
Is he trying to be like Justin Bieber?
That's exactly. There it is. I am really happy. You got to bring this down. I'm being serious now. It's enough. But
he's Al's Bieber. That's what he is.
Al's Bieber. Yeah, that was quite the song, and rhyming, not in Al's Brothers' repertoire with that song, and that's why the Leafs lost in 7 to the Bruins.
Good for him for putting himself out there like that.
I guess, yeah, you could look at it that way. That's a very optimistic way, but yes, agreed. We do a segment every Tuesday morning in the 7 o'clock hour called Rate My Take. This is Rate My Take after sunrise, because Arad has lots of takes to get out there. But before we welcome him back in, I have a take that Mark Rose suit jacket on SportsCenter last night might be one of the nicest
5 out of 5
I've ever seen.
5
out of 5. That is a beautiful suit jacket. I'm quite certain that Davis Sanchez has the same one.
It's a tone of pink, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a fuchsia.
Yeah, whatever.
Gorgeous jacket. I would like one. All right. Arad, what takes do you have for us?
My first take is Al's brother nails it when he says, Nylander. Game 2 will be not as high scoring as was Game 1 of the Battle of Ontario.
Oh, you don't think eight goals are going to be scored tonight?
I don't think
Wow,
so.
yeah, I think that's a 5 out of 5 take, Rod. I would say there will be less goals tonight than there were in Game 1.
Well, on FanDuel, the over-under is at 5.5. And my take was going to be that 5.5 is way too high and under is the way to go.
Well, look, I mean, I think it's safe to project that, game after game, the scores are going to get, and the games are going to get tighter, which means the scoring is going to probably evaporate a little bit. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 because I don't think it's going to be perfect, a low-scoring game. We could see a 3-2 game with an empty netter and go over, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than Game 1 was.
I think it'll be closer as well, but Allmark's still in goal for Ottawa. So, that's at least 3 or probably 4 for the Leafs right there. So they're already starting up 4 goals. It's just a matter It's just a matter of if Ottawa can muster up 5 to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. Against Stolars. Or maybe against Joe Wall. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully not. But Stolars resting
Wouldn't
for practice
that put
yesterday.
a little bit of unrest in the fan base if Joseph Wall starts tonight?
I don't think that's the most unlikely outcome. I'm actually quite certain that's what's going to happen. Based on no inside information. But
Right.
it's the Leafs.
Just based on Stolars not
Based
being
on the
available
Leafs
yesterday.
being
Very
the
secretive.
least transparent organization in sports when it comes to their injuries. And I don't know. We'll have to wait to find out at practice this morning. If Stolars is out there, if he's the last goalie off, we'll know then. What's next?
How about this take about the Edmonton Oilers? The most important player on the Oilers, if they want to beat the Kings, is Stuart Skinner.
0 out of 5. Connor McDavid's the most important player for the Edmonton Oilers because they desperately need a ton of offense. LA's an incredible team. They can really score. And yeah, Stuart Skinner can't be a complete sieve. Edmonton put up 5 on Darcy Kemper, who's one of the best goalies in the NHL this year. And still, they lost. They gave up 6. So, I mean, you could look at it, like, of course, Skinner and goaltending is important in any series. Your goalie needs to be, at the very least, competent if you have a chance to win. But Connor McDavid almost single-handedly brought Edmonton back into that game. He did bring them back into that game. They were down 4-0, and McDavid had 4 points.
Yeah.
to bring him back in there. So, yeah, I think the best
4
player
of those
in the world,
points were in the last 21 minutes of that game.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the best player in the world needs to be at his absolute apex for Edmonton to stand any chance. But clearly, the goalie factors into it.
Yeah, look, the goalie has to play a factor, but after watching last night's game, Evan Bouchard has to be the difference in this series. Because you know what you're getting out of McDavid and Draisaitl. You absolutely, like, when they score 4 points or when they lead, nobody should be surprised because they've been there and done that before. But what Evan Bouchard has given up, some of the defensive chances that he's given up, I mean, like, that guy was an absolute rock star last year in the playoffs. And now I know he doesn't have his stabling force back there with Matthias Ekholm, which means he has to elevate his game even to a higher level. Because I'm sorry, man, if they're going to get that type of defensive performance by Evan Bouchard, they have no chance of winning this series, regardless of what McDavid and Draisaitl do, because Edmonton or LA will roll over 4 lines, and they'll just continue to target him, dump the pucks in his corner, force him to turn pucks over, and then beat him to the front of the net.
LA's a sick team, man. They have a really good hockey team. They are very deep. They have a really good defense as well. And we talk so much about Anthony Stolars as one of the most unheralded goalies around the NHL as far as their performance this year. Darcy Kemper was just as good, if not better, for the LA Kings when he was on the ice. So LA is going to be a very tough out, not only for Edmonton, but for anybody in the Western Conference. What's next?
I'm sure you guys talked about this when I wasn't here, but calling them just the Athletics is ridiculous, and they should be called the Sacramento Athletics. And I say this because the Oakland Athletics did a pseudo move to Sacramento this season, and they are just called the Athletics right now.
We did not talk about that. We did not talk about that a single time around while you were gone. So they're not they have no city name?
They're literally just called the Athletics right now.
Wow, they are. You look at the standings, they're just called the Athletics. Why are they embarrassing this organization even more than they already are?
Well, I guess they're not playing in
come on.
Vegas yet.
Okay, so are the Tampa Bay Rays just supposed to be called the Rays?
Well, they're still playing in Tampa.
But aren't they playing in the New York Yankees?
Yeah, well, it's in the area,
minor league system,
or in that ballpark. Yeah, but it's still in the Tampa vicinity.
Wow, that's embarrassing, man. If you're gonna call them that, just find them a new home.
They do have a new home. They're building a ballpark in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm okay, but call them the Las Vegas Athletics.
They should call them the Las Vegas Athletics. I mean, you can't call them the Sacramento. They're just like this.
That's such a
nomad
stance.
franchise. Yeah, I know. It's tough.
Crazy.
No bueno there. Tough one. What's next?
This take is from Dan Patrick. His take is that Mel Kiper Jr. should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame for his quote-unquote contributions to the game.
Yeah, I think this is a 5 out of 5.
How many journalists, broadcasters are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
It's a good question. But
If it's 0, then it's not Mel Kiper Jr. going in first. I can tell you that.
It's not 0. I know Peter King is there, Morton.
Okay, but here's the thing, Ike. Even if it is 0, why wouldn't you put him in the Hall of Fame? When has there ever been a guy like Mel Kiper Jr. that has had the impact that he's had year after year with all of these scouting process, with all the NFL prospects?
Well, he's definitely a pioneer when it comes to the NFL draft. He was doing it way back.
The whole insider business has changed dramatically.
Well, not the insider business. He does NFL draft.
I know, but what I'm saying is the whole insider business has changed dramatically where, look at Woj, look at Shams, look at Dreger, look at LeBrun, look at Bob McKenzie. Look at the intel these guys provide for their certain sports. Schefter's another one. So what Mel Kiper Jr. does, the NFL draft is one of the 10 most watched sporting events in the world. And Mel Kiper Jr. is the guy behind it all because he's the guy giving all the scouting reports. So I think regardless if there's a guy in there or not, I think he's absolutely
there's a ton of dudes in there who are journalists.
Absolutely destined for the
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. I'm not going to compare him to other journalists who are already in because who am I to say one is more worthwhile than another? But yeah, I would say Mel Kiper Jr. deserves some cred there for sure. Why not?
Did you see the friend of the show Ed Warder in that list of journalists?
Is he there?
Awarded by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
He's there?
Yeah, he got the Bill Nunn Award, which is not in. You're not in the Hall of Fame. It's a step towards being in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's the award given to the long and distinguished contribution to pro football through journalistic coverage.
All right, maybe we got to introduce him now as the
Bill Nunn Award winning broadcaster journalist Ed Werder. I think that's fair.
All
right. That it?
That is it.
All right, that's it. All right. That was Rate My Take after sunrise. Not a very nice day outside either. We're still not there. Although Thursday looks nice. Thursday looks like it's a very nice.
Buddy. I can't wait for Thursday.
Me too.
Swing the stickies.
You're teeing it on Thursday? I thought you were teeing it today.
No, today, course open Thursday.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thursday it begins. Almost there. Playing on the weekend too. Golf is back. Not like the best weather.
I am going somewhere else today, but I refuse to tell on the air where I'm going.
Oh, all right. Secrecy. I like it. Maybe I'll find out during the break and relay to the audience who desperately wants to know. Steve Phillips on the other side. My FanDuel best bet still to come.
Time now for TSN 1050 Time Saver Traffic.
Little ways to go to clear out the volume on the East 401 through Mississauga and through the 410 and all the way to the 400. It's quite congested. No live lane troubles at the moment. West 401 through Scarborough. Beyond McCowan across to Avenue Road, we're looking at volume delays. Still really busy both directions on the 404 DVP combination from Finchtown to Bayview Bloor. Even the Gardner heavy through the construction area, both east and westbound. St. Clair east of Dufferin had a collision and heavy delays south on Mount Pleasant south of St. Clair due to a collision. Hurry to the all-in-one event for great offers and experience all the features that come standard in a Subaru. From the News Talk 1010 Traffic Center, I'm Jennifer Young.
Gameplay, weekday afternoons from 2 till 4 on TSN Radio. Embrace the odds.
For the win!
From dreamer to doer, it's about finding the right path and the right people to walk alongside you. At Indiana Wesleyan University, we help dreamers become doers through flexible learning pathways, including online, hybrid, and on-campus opportunities, accessible tuition, incredible community, and intentional faculty who make world-changing connections. The road ahead? It's closer than you think. With Indiana Wesleyan, start today at discovertheway.com.
There's something real here, right?
Yeah, of course. Late Bloomer, the Crave original the Globe and Mail calls one of the 10 best new shows of 2024 is back.
You have a wife at this point. Look how old you are.
From creator and star Jasmeet Reyna. Don't miss the new season of the hit comedy critics say shines with authenticity and wit.
What if we don't have kids?
Late Bloomer, new season stream now. Only on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
The federal election is on Monday, April 28th. Are you planning to vote? Check your voter information card or visit elections.ca to find out where and when to vote. Polls are open for 12 hours. Don't forget to bring accepted ID. If you're not registered to vote, you can register at your assigned polling station.
For the official information you need to vote, visit elections.ca or call 1-800-463-6868. It's our vote.
I'm Andrew Burgell.
And I'm Elon Burgell.
For over 50 years, Burgell McGinsey Personal Injury Lawyers has been helping seriously injured car accident victims. We've recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for our clients and helped them resume their lives with dignity.
If you or a loved one have been injured in a car accident, call Burgell McGinsey today for a free consultation. And with Burgell McGinsey, you don't pay any fees until we win.
Burgell McGinsey, 416-665-2000.
Boston Pizza is Canada's go-to place for playoffs. So this year, we're doing more than just hoping a Canadian team wins it all. We're manifesting it. We're planning the parade. We even got a bus. And we've got the sports bar dialed in, with ice-cold draft beer and an elite playoff menu. Like the guy in the movie said, kind of.
If we plan it, we will win.
So when it's game day, post up early at BP and cheer for the Holy Grail to come home.
Breaking Lotto Max Dream News. With Tuesday's Lotto Max jackpot at an estimated $55 million, plus an estimated 4 Max Millions, maxed out dreams are rapidly popping up across the country, turning pools into lakefront cottages, boats into super yachts, decks into rooftop spas. It's dreaming like we've never dreamed before. Tuesday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $55 million, plus an estimated 4 Max Millions. Why dream to the min when you can dream to the max?
Your game has never looked better. Metro Golf Sportsplex is the first in North America to offer the new TrackMan Virtual Golf 3 Simulator. The evolution of TrackMan's industry-leading graphics engine, Virtual Golf 3 has replicated the world's most iconic courses to a T. More than unbelievable graphics, Virtual Golf 3 has 3D audio technology for a fully immersive experience. Play TrackMan's new Virtual Golf 3 at Metro Golf Sportsplex. On Milner, just a short drive and 9-iron from McCowan and the 401.
But don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6013. That's 1-800-353-6013. Again, 1-800-353-6013.
HBO's biggest series is back, and it's only on Crave.
If you just keep going, you find something new to fight for.
The Last of Us, starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey.
There's no halfway with this.
Don't miss the Emmy-winning HBO original critics call breathtaking and masterfully tense.
What did you do?
I saved her.
The Last of Us. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Daily reminder, Walmart has low prices on all your weekly grocery essentials. And right now, you can save $7.61 on a Maple Leaf Prime whole chicken, now only $9.97 each. Shop more low prices at Walmart. Save money, live better.
Tonight on TSN 1050, the Battle of Ontario rolls on as your Toronto Maple Leafs face off against the Ottawa Senators in Game 2 of the first round. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Leafs live here. You're listening to First Up with Korolnik and Koliakovo on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last.
I love it when you do it like that, and when you're closer, give me the shiver.
Hour 4 continues on Tuesday morning. We've got the Leafs and the Sens Game 2 tonight from Scotiabank Arena. The pregame with Taddy and Stewart starts at 7 o'clock. Puck drop just after 7:30, and I pretty much guarantee there'll be more goals in the Leafs and Sens game than runs scored by the Toronto Blue Jays the way that they've been playing. I mean, the offense completely inept last night. Just 2 hits for the Jays in a 7-0 loss to the Houston Astros. And Steve Phillips, our MLB analyst, joined the show earlier in the first hour, and we began by asking him what he makes of Toronto's recent struggles at the plate.
There's different ways of looking at it. The schedule's been really tough for them. But that being said, they're better hitters than what they're performing. And but how many times have we said that over the last couple of years?
Yes.
You know, that it's not the offense hasn't been good, but they're better than what they're hitting, aren't they? And now the aren't they's coming into question. Like, Vladdy's going to hit for power. Bichette's going to hit for some more power. I mean, Bichette's going to be a 20 to 25 homer guy. He's never been, I think he had 1 year of 30, but he's more of a 25 homer hitter.
He's a stint on the DL away from not being that, though.
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. And yet it could all happen in a flurry. So look, they got to just keep grinding it out right now. And certainly Hunter Brown is a really good pitcher and a highly underrated guy that people don't really know right now how good he is. So there's no shame in getting shut down by him, but you know, they've had a lot of swings and misses, a lot of shutouts here lately. They need to get things turned around.
So Bichette is hitting 310. Guerrero's hitting 291. They're getting on base at a reasonable clip. Clearly, neither of those guys are hitting for power the way that you would like or expect. But Santander, Steve, how long are we going to continue saying, well, he's a slow starter, so, eventually he's going to come around? I mean, yeah, he's a 30-year-old who had a career year in Baltimore, signs a big ticket with the Jays, hitting 196, doesn't get on base at all. Would you consider moving him down the lineup until he does get hot? I mean, George Springer's continually giving the Jays good at-bats here. I know he's hitting 4th behind Santander. And I guess the reasonable question is, who do you want to move up? Because there's really nothing below that entices you particularly much either. So is the Santander thing is just keep sticking him in there at number 3 and hoping he gets hot at some point soon?
Yeah, I think that I'm always open to jerry rigging the lineup. I think that there's always some value in considering moving guys around and changing it up. The one thing is that ideally you like the left-handed part of the switch hitter that Santander is behind Vladdy, to where, a guy can't go through Bichette, Guerrero, Springer, 3 right-handed batters in a row and get into the rhythm of working his way through a lineup. So you like to break it up a little bit. But, there's the other point is if you're not getting hits in that spot, then what difference does it make if you're changing the rhythm? So I do think that they have to be open to it. Generally it's, extra batting practice. Then it's, no batting practice. Don't overthink it. Then it's, okay, let's move his spot in the lineup. Then it's, let's give him a couple days off, right? There's that system that you go through when a guy's struggling to try to find a way to work him out of it. There's no magic formula. There's no pixie dust. It takes work. It takes grinding it out. And then it takes a bloop and a bomb. And all of a sudden the guy's back in there. Right, all of a sudden he feels great again. He bloops one into left field, and then he comes up and hits one out of the park, and then the next thing you know, he's locked back in again and feeling good about himself. Baseball's such a bizarre game in the head games that it plays with you as a hitter, and somehow you've got to get back into that success confidence circle that goes around. Right now he's struggling, which loses confidence, and when you lose confidence, it makes you struggle, and he's got to get out of that loop and get into the other one where he gets back on a positive track.
So pretty solid start for Kevin Gausman last night. Stands the fifth inning where he gets knocked around a little bit by Houston. As soon as the Astros scored a couple of runs, you knew that game was pretty much over with Hunter Brown dealing the way that he was for the Stros. Bassett goes today for Toronto, and then Bowden Francis tomorrow to wrap up the 3-game set. And then there's a day off Thursday, and they're skipping the fifth spot in the rotation. Easton Lucas sent to AAA. That is expected to only happen one time through the rotation, Steve. What do you think the Jays will do with that spot in the rotation next week?
Yeah, I mean, I suspect that, the one thing to consider is, where is Scherzer? But, he seems like, he had the injection. He's just starting to grip a baseball. I mean, when, you're thinking about a guy, can he start next week? And he's like, at least I can hold the ball in my hand today. That's probably, not the best formula for him to be able to count on him moving forward. I mean, obviously, Yuriel Rodriguez is a guy that can pitch in the rotation. You've seen him do it before. Even if he gets you 5 solid innings, I think you take it and you run with it. But, I think Paxton Schultz and the way he came in the other day, I mean, you have to at least keep an open mind about, maybe getting greedy. And even if you use him as a bulk guy, you go with an opener and then you let Schultz come in as a bulk guy to give you 4 innings in the middle. I think there might be a way to work a matchup there just while they try to figure out what's going to happen health-wise with the rest of the rotation.
Steve, how would you evaluate John Schneider's decision-making so far in this season, his handling of the rotation, player management so far?
Yeah, so I think that the starting pitchers have been really good. And, generally, I think with the bullpen, he went to guys that I would go. I mean, I don't love his left-handed options out of the bullpen necessarily. I think Brendan Little is at least a capable guy out there for now. But I think he's doing all that he can do in trying to manage the team. I don't think that he's rallied the troops in any way. I don't think that he's been a negative in any way. And it comes down to, the bottom line is his MO, right? The reason for his getting this job was Bichette and Guerrero. I mean, right? I mean, he took them through the minor leagues. He's sort of nursed them through their growing pains of being young players to get to the big leagues. And I think that that's really where I look at it right now. The offense needs to get going, and it's one thing managing a pitching staff with is really important. And he's got Pete Walker, who's one of the best in the business, next to him. He's got to try to figure out something to spark the offense to get them going. And who do you move? How do you move them? Do you put Bichette behind Guerrero? Do you move them to 2-3? Do you put somebody in front of them? They've got to try to find something. Jimenez showed flashes early, but he's cooled off some. But I think that's the next step for John Schneider is what is he doing to push buttons to get the offense going?
Steve, I always get fascinated by some of the fun stories around baseball. And a couple of days ago, Red Sox prospect Andy Lugo hit a home run. And when the player hits a home run, the camera pans to the ball in the air. Sure. And when the ball was in the air, his bat flip actually went so high. It was 100 feet in the air because you saw the ball leaving the field and the bat just appear out of the camera. Are players right now with social media taking home run celebrations to the next level?
Yeah, here's the thing. It was a walk-off single, I think. It wasn't even a home run. It wasn't even a home run. I mean, we saw Jared Kelenic with Atlanta just the other day hit one that he thought was a home run, and it stayed in the park, bounced off the wall, and then he realized that he wasn't hustling, and at least he should be on second, and so he tried to go to second and got thrown out. And so, the Ronald Acuna Jr. then tweeted out after that, if that were me, I would have been benched afterwards, creating a controversy. And so, the celebration part of it is something now that people do trigger. Like, they want to go there for the celebration, and they do it sometimes even when maybe they shouldn't. And I think certainly Kelnick saw some part of that. But I'm all for it. I mean, as long as nobody gets hit with the landing torpedo bat, I'm okay. But I do like it's having played what
he
it's
took
like,
bat flip to the next level with this.
He did.
With this
I mean,
launch.
but we have nobody to blame but the Blue Jays for that, right?
That's right.
Jose Batista's to blame for that.
Yeah.
And so, and here's the thing: we wouldn't change that for a second.
No chance.
Right? I mean, that bat flip was epic, and the idea of that celebration. I mean, the notion that we think a player should just drop the bat and trot around the bases, like Francisco Lindor does that, like, oh, hum, not a big deal. Like, I want to see them excited. If the fans are going nuts, the players should be going nuts too. And so I'm completely okay with bat flips. I know there's pitchers and old school people that think, this is horrible for the game. Not for
showing
me.
up to play.
Have fun.
Well, it'd be nice if the Blue Jays had the ability to bat flip. And in order to bat flip, you need to hit a home run. And that's something
I actually want to see Vlad Guerrero hit a home run and actually do a flip.
I would like that.
Yes.
I would show off the athleticism.
Like an Ozzie Smith sort of gymnastic move.
Exactly. That's the type of stuff we need to see.
Guys, I think we're asking for an injury on that one.
Yeah, it's $500 million.
I think we better pull back the reins on that one a little bit.
It's insured. The contract's insured. No worries for Vlad.
$500 million.
Yeah.
He's got one home run.
Yeah, he's got to get it going. He desperately needs to get it going, and that's what happens, right? You sign a contract of that length, of that type of money, immediately the pressure ratchets up when no one else is really producing.
And here's the thing: you should expect that it does.
Yeah,
you should expect that it does
for sure. Steve, you always live up to the pressure. Thank you for doing this.
Hey guys, anytime, my pleasure.
Steve Phillips, our MLB insider, as heard earlier on First Up. Jays, Astros this evening. It'll be Ronel Blanco pitching for Houston. Remember, he no-hit the Jays last season. The way this team is going, you could
today with 2 hits, and now they're facing the guy that no-hit him.
Oh boy! Although Ronel Blanco has been terrible this year, 6.48 ERA.
Yeah, but he hasn't pitched against.
That's
the Blue
it.
Jays.
I was going to say a remedy for any struggling pitcher is a matchup against the hapless Toronto Blue Jays offense. I have a same game parlay for tonight's Leafs Senators game. I'll fill you in on what it is on the other side, and its contents may surprise you.
Time now for TSN 1050 Time Saver Traffic.
So quite slow on the eastbound Gardiner from Royal York all the way in towards Jameson through the construction. Now westbound on the Gardiner, some slowdowns through Strawn, and then again around the Humber towards Royal York through that new lane realignment. South 404 DVP remains a busy spot from Finchtown towards Bayview Bloor. 401, some busy stretches across the city. No live lane troubles at the moment. South Jarvis still blocked at Dundas. That's for a collision. Heading into grade 9, Crestwood Preparatory College inspires excellence and nurtures individuality. Open house Tuesday, April 29th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Register at crestwood.on.ca. From the Newstalk 1010 Traffic Center, I'm Jennifer Young.
Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
Sometimes finding your way means following your heart, even if you don't know where it might lead.
No matter where I went, a part of me would always be here.
A new season of Sullivan's Crossing starts Sunday at 7:10 Mountain on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Red and white, it runs through the veins of everyone who calls our country home. It brings us closer together, no matter where we are. This spring, patients across Canada need you to give a little red and white. Canadian Blood Services needs 450 new blood and plasma donors every day to fuel Canada's lifeline. Let's get Canada's blood pumping. Book an appointment today at blood.ca/450.
When you get into a new Tacoma, you might suddenly find yourself climbing over roots, rocks, and rolling hills on your way to a forest retreat that should definitely make up for years of lackluster staycations. All that's left to do is drive it home. Get in and go right now at Toyota, where you can lease a 2025 Tacoma 4x4 double cab SR5 from $131 weekly for 24 months at 6.79% with $4,900 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your Ontario Toyota dealer today.
Alpine
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew. Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Tonight, when your head hits the pillow, appreciate that you have a pillow. And if you get up to use the bathroom, be thankful you have a bathroom. Because things you take for granted are not granted to everyone. What else are you taking for granted? Don't let homelessness assumptions get in the way of homelessness solutions. Go to CanadaCanDoIt.ca. Help the Canadian Alliance to end homelessness.
Breaking Lotto Max Dream News. With Tuesday's Lotto Max jackpot at an estimated $55 million, plus an estimated 4 Max Millions. Maxed out dreams are rapidly popping up across the country, turning pools into lakefront cottages, boats into super yachts, decks into rooftop spas. It's dreaming like we've never dreamed before. Tuesday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $55 million, plus an estimated 4 Max Millions. Why dream to the min when you can dream to the max?
On election night, stay connected to CTV News with extensive coverage across the country. Watch CTV News, Canada's most trusted news source. Live coverage begins Monday at 7, 5 Mountain on CTV and at ctvnews.ca.
Have you got problems with your foundation? Water in your basement? Problems with your crawl space?
Basement Systems Toronto is the solution to all your basement problems. Guaranteed for 25 years. Basement Systems Toronto. All things basementy.
If a good time sounds like, or golden hour tastes like, and getting back to yourself feels like, you've got a sense of New Brunswick.
When you get a Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and class-leading safety included, it's like you also get a Subaru that comes with your very own golf club holder, stadium parking navigator, a basketball team transporter, a remote cottage finder, a beaver spotter, a coach hauler, bear country guide, a family road trip carrier, a muddy road controller, extreme wind stabilizer, plus a... And we're out of time. Subaru is the multi-tool that masters every unpredictable weather condition. Visit your local Subaru dealer for great lease and finance options.
Tonight on TSN 1050, the Battle of Ontario rolls on as your Toronto Maple Leafs face off against the Ottawa Senators in Game 2 of the first round. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Leafs live here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
All right, time now for today's Best Bets, powered by FanDuel. A 3-leg same-game parlay for tonight's Senators-Leafs game. One you could hear on TSN 1050 starting at 7 o'clock. Brady Tkachuk to record a point. Matthew Nyes to record a point. And the Ottawa Senators plus a goal and a half. The Leafs will win this game by 1 tonight, whether it's in overtime or in regulation. I like a 3-2 Maple Leaf win. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I could feel that too.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
For sure.
The last thing I want to do is come in here tomorrow and just torch the Leafs. Like, that was an embarrassing performance. Marner, let him walk. Like, I don't want to do that tomorrow. I like the idea of continuing to glaze the Leafs, as the kids like to say. Glazing.
Glaze.
Do your kids use that term?
No.
No?
Glazing?
Yeah, like that means like, pumping up or...
It's the first I've heard of that word. When I hear the word glaze, I think about putting something on my steak or on my food with a glaze.
Yes. I don't know. That's what the kids say. Like, oh, you're glazing this guy. It's just like you're pumping him up too much. Like, you got to relax. That's what we've been doing the Leafs for 2 days, glazing. Yeah, I'm really hip. I'm a really hip guy in my 30s.
I can tell.
Yes. Lit. You know what tonight's game will be? Fire. It'll be a fire game.
Yes.
What are some of the terms your kids use when it comes to new age terminology? Anything?
Off the top of my head, I can't really think.
Text Gina quickly. Find out the answer. Today's best bets are powered by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. Find thousands of ways to play. Please play responsibly. 18 plus and physically located in Ontario. Well, it'll be fun. We'll miss you tonight. We'll miss you tonight at the game.
Yeah, I wish I could be there, but got got to be somewhere else tonight, and I'll be back with you and everybody else tomorrow at 6 a.m.,
Yes.
so don't miss me too much.
I will not, but we'll have a hell of a time in the press box, hanging out with Taddy and Stewie and Brian, Chris Johnston,
CJ.
Mark Masters.
Yes, guy.
Well, there you go. It's going to be a blast. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Have some
Say
pizza.
hi to Dave Poulin for
Dave
me.
Poulin. I saw Dave Poulin as well. Saw Shane Doan. Shane Doan could still play in the NHL.
Not
today.
surprised.
Today. Absolute unit.
Not surprised.
Sure, he was very unpleasant to face on a oncoming forecheck back in the day. Eh? Shane Doan.
Many times.
Yeah, no
Many
doubt about
times.
that.
The battles
So,
in front of the net.
I don't doubt that. So we'll see how it goes tonight for the Leafs. Again, it's on TSN 1050, so make sure to tune in. We'll have all-day coverage teeing up the game, and certainly you and I will have a full breakdown tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Thanks to Arad. Thanks to 20 Fingers. Thanks to our audience. Again, congratulations to Kristen, who won the Maple Leaf ticket giveaway today as well. And if there is a Game 5, we will be giving another pair of tickets away for that game, which is 1 week today. 1 week today is game number 5. So, Coco, best of luck this evening.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll see you at 6 a.m.
Ciao.
Time now for TSN 1050 Time Saver Traffic.
Emergency crews remain on scene for this problem on the East 401 just past Mississauga Road. Looks like we have in the collectors the 3 right lanes that are blocked. Heavy delays in the area. Otherwise, the East 401 remains busy past Dixie if you head towards the 400. The Gardner typically busy both directions downtown heading through those construction areas. And then you'll find southbound Jarvis still blocked at Dundas for a collision. With buy one, get one free at Dulux Paints. Do more, do it for less. But hurry, offer ends May 5th. Visit your local Dulux store today. From the News Talk 1010 Traffic Center, I'm Jennifer Young.
Leafs Guy on TSN 1050 with Jim Taddy.
Yes, guy.
Everything about the Leafs and all the big stories in hockey. Weekdays from noon to 1 on TSN 1050.
We're here to protect people.
Officer John Nolan has proven he can keep up with the young cops and the criminals.
Try and stop me.
Nathan Fillion stars in The Rookie.
Let's get this done.
New episode Tuesday at 9:10 Mountain. Stream next day on Crave.
Alexander wanted to move back to England after the passing of his wife. If that wasn't stressful enough, he didn't want to have to go through the process of disposing of his furniture and possessions. He knew he had to call Frank Lee & Associates, the #1 RE/MAX team in the GTA, serving all over Ontario with over 35 years of experience and the multi-million-dollar marketing system to get proven results. Frank Leo and the team sprung into action, and in only 1 week had 15 offers and were able to secure an incredible $280,000 over the asking price. Alexander was amazed by the selling price, but the fact that he was able to leave any and all furniture and possessions he didn't want is what removed all of the stress of the move. If you're thinking of making a move, call the only team that I trust and recommend, Frank Loon Associates at 416-917-5466. That's 416-917-LION. Or go online to getleo.com. That's getleo.com and start packing with confidence.
Order up for Damien.
Hey, how did your doctor's appointment go, by the way? Did you ask about Rybelsus?
Actually, I'm seeing my doctor later today.
Did you say Rybelsus? My dad's been talking about Rybelsus.
Rybelsus? Really?
Yeah, he says it's a pill that...
That's right. Did you know it's also covered by most private insurance plans?
Well, I'll definitely be asking my doctor if Rybelsus is right for me.
Rybelsus. Ask your doctor or visit rybelsus.ca.
Order up for Rybelsus.
This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
Why not add a little spice to your life? Now you can with new Nordic's Chili Burn Max. Packed with chili, green tea, and black cumin, Chili Burn Max is Scandinavia's #1 weight loss supplement. For over 20 years, tens of thousands of users have trusted New Nordic's Chili Burn Max to help them achieve their weight goals. Find it at Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, Loblaws, Jean Coutu, and London Drugs, or shop online at Amazon and newnordic.ca.
Your mission, find a used car, truck, or SUV for under $30K. New Roads Automotive connects you to top quality, fully certified, low mileage vehicles. Our wide selection of used cars is backed by a 110-point inspection, Carfax report, and walk-away finance protection. This mission is risk-free with easy financing, same-day approvals, and 7-day exchange. The best cars found for you. Find your car at newroads.ca.
I'm Mark Carney, leader of the Liberal Party of Canada. We used to build things in this country. After the Second World War, Canada faced a housing crisis. The government stepped in, and we built our way out of it. Now we're in another housing crisis. So I'll get government back into the business of building affordable homes. We'll get supply up so your costs will come down. We will build a Canada you can afford.
Authorized by the registered agent for the Liberal Party of Canada.
There's something real here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Late Bloomer, the Crave original the Globe and Mail calls one of the 10 best new shows of 2024 is back.
You have a wife at this point. Look how old you are.
From creator and star Jasmine Reyna. Don't miss the new season of the hit comedy critics say shines with authenticity and wit.
What if we don't have kids?
Late Bloomer, new season stream now. Only on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Bell Pure Fiber is the technology you need for high-performance applications. It leverages light signals transmitted through optical fiber. It's capable of providing huge bandwidth, super low latency, and it's immune to electromagnetic interference.
Basically what he means is, it's incredibly fast internet. Switch to Bell Pure Fiber, Canada's fastest internet, awarded by Ookla. From $60 per month. Visit bell.ca for more details and to check availability. Bell, internet just got better.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6081. That's 1-800-353-6081. Again, 1-800-353-6081.
CHUM AM Toronto is TSN 1050, an iHeart radio station and the voice of Toronto sports.
J.J. McCarthy, who missed last season with a knee injury, will be a full go with no limitations for off-season workouts. The 2025 draft kicks off Thursday in Green Bay. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
You're out, you're about, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with you. If you missed the show, you can podcast it. If you want to see the show, just go to Peacock and we stream it live every weekday. Watch past episodes too. The Dan Patrick Show, available anywhere you are, any way you want it. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
I love Dan Patrick. Oh, my God.
Home to the biggest guests and best sports talk on radio.
I love it. One of my favorites.
Normally, home to Dan Patrick.
Hope you'll miss us.
But today, Dan and the Danettes are off.
Don't see another radio show behind my back, please.
And filling in, it's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
There we go. It's good.
Broadcasting from the Mercedes Man Cave, this is the Dan Patrick Show.
Welcome to the Man Cave, live from the Mercedes-Benz studios. I'm Steve, el hombre más guapo, Covino.
Yeah.
I want to shout out all my vatos locos forever, carnalitos, on a Taco Tuesday. That's Rich Davis. We're Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick.
Did you wake up early this morning and do Cholo Fit?
I did. I always do Cholo Fit.
Right before the show, right?
Yeah, right before the show. Shout out to Creeper And thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, CNR, we're normally on 5 to 7 on the East. Check our podcast, search Covino and Rich. Most cars on the road could use a little TLC, Rich.
Oh, at Mako, we bring your car back to life with affordable paint jobs and light collision repairs. Get a free estimate today. Better get Mako. Now, I'm reading all the feedback. A lot of great answers of what has gotten the biggest glow up over the last 50 years, being that the NFL draft went from a bunch of old balding guys with beige phones in a wood panel, what seemed like a VFW hall. An old NFL draft looked like, honestly, your dad playing poker with his buddies in the basement somewhere.
It really did. It was like a bumper pool table there in the corner.
Dartboard.
Yeah. Some dude passed out.
And now practically 500,000 to 1 million people show up in a city. Celebrities are out and about. Like I said before, the graphics packages. They have people printing jerseys with the new players' names on them in the back. And Goodell's giving bro hugs to every guy. The NFL draft might be the number one answer on the board. Some close runners up. Wrestling, the world of UFC, politics.